Hey guys, this is Dennis, the founder of Think Hero.
And this is Roth, the co-host of the Think Hero Mega Show.
And we're here to talk about the new G.I. Joe movie that we saw.
Real American Hero.
Well, no longer the Real American Hero.
It's the real international conglomerate of peaceful cooperatives.
Yeah. We're going to have spoilers in this review. There's nothing really to spoil. This movie is not made for a plot.
Big plot twist.
No, I actually enjoyed myself at G.I. Joe.
I enjoyed a great deal of it, and then there were moments that I was like, wow.
Yes, I mean, just be warned that this movie is really silly, really cheesy, over the top with everything, the acting, the plot,
Yeah, and the moments that I feel like, oh, they meant to do that were great. You know, they were really fun.
Yeah.
And the moments that I don't know.
It has a straightforward plot. It's about one thing and one thing only, which is these nanomite warheads. And they're just it's kind of like a chase film.
It is. It's about the nanomite. It has a B storyline.
It has a B storyline, but I'm talking about the main objective of the whole movie was to acquire...
Get the warheads.
Get the warheads.
The B storyline is there as well, which is between the main character of Duke.
Played by Channing Tatum.
Right, who knew the Baroness, Sienna Miller, in a previous existence. Which brings me to favorite line number one. Duke, in order to stay with the Joes, says, I know her. I know who the girl is, the one that you're trying to find out everything about. I know her. And then they go, how do you know her? Well, I used to know everything about her. First, she used to be a blonde. And I swear, and they pan and they're like,
Yeah.
Well, she's not a blonde anymore, is she? As if that explains everything. She's a brunette now, so you can.
Yeah, because brunette equals evil, blonde equals good.
So they're all like, well, something's gone terribly wrong.
When they first bring Duke and Ripcord down the elevator into the Joe's complex, and when they come down, you could see all the different levels that people were training. Yeah,
underwater. That was cool looking.
And then to me, that sold me on okay, this is not a movie that's going to be realistic. This is a fantasy movie. I really enjoyed the sequence where they're in Paris and they're chasing down.
Favorite line number 2 is coming.
They're chasing down the Baroness and Storm Shadow.
Who's a really cool character.
Yeah, and in the car, and the Snake Eyes is attached to the vehicle somehow, and they're chasing them down with the Delta 6 suits. The Delta 6 suits, which I actually bashed when I first saw the trailer, and I thought, what the hell are these stupid suits? Why do these soldiers need to use these use these extra weapons to do this stuff? But they were actually kind of fun.
Yeah, that chase scene was really fun actually for me. I think it's one of the more fun chase scenes I've seen. But this is what happens?
Yes.
Okay, so they release the nanomite warhead, right? And bring down, we're not ruining anything, I promise.
You will see it in the trailer.
You'll see it in the trailer. Bring down the Eiffel Tower, right? And then we cut to a scene with the president, and they're debriefing him, and one of his aides walks in, and you can tell the actor's just even totally having a piss doing it. Yeah. And he's like, the French are really upset. Obviously. You think they might be kind of upset. The French are really upset.
Yeah.
But where they really failed me as an audience member, I mean, among some of the other very cheesy scenes, first of all, I didn't like Scarlett. I like the character of Scarlett, but this is what they did to her. They had her be so super smart and intelligent, right? So, obviously if you're really smart, you read a lot, that's fine. They put her on a treadmill, and they have her put a book on the treadmill. And this is supposed to indicate that she's smart. You cannot read while you're jogging. You can't.
Yes.
And they did all this, and Scarlett will come in, and speaking of cleavage, she'll come in and out. Everybody's basically suited up in their fatigues, and she's like, these are my fatigues. I'm ready to fight a war now.
Snake Eyes is played by Ray Park, who also played Darth Maul in the first episode 1 of Star Wars. He was actually a really cool character, except for the lips. I don't understand the lips. Why did they put physical lips on Snake Eyes? Just like Optimus Prime. He doesn't even talk.
Because he took a vow of silence. I mean, honestly, the things that bothered me were the relationship between Ripcord and Scarlet.
Yes.
The moment that Ripcord has flown all the way into the upper atmosphere and then ejected, and he survives this, which is fine, you know. But then Scarlet's like, Rip, are you okay? Rip, are you in my breast? Rip. And then
which is being telegraphed to all of the G.I. Joe organization. Everyone can hear this.
So then they're in the middle of this huge other battle with like thousands of Joes involved, right? But they cut to where Dennis Quaid is and the rest of the Joes, and it's total silence until he chimes in.
Yes.
Oh, that was great. What does he say?
I don't remember.
He says something really dumb. And then it's,
yeah.
Get your ass back down here, Ripcord.
The Cobra Commander reveal was awful, though. It was awful.
The Cobra Commander reveal in the Destro, because they just slammed it in at the end in order to set us up for the next
and it
movie.
wasn't even like really cool looking, you know? The Destro mask would look awful. The Cobra Commander mask looked awful. And they were revealing to each other. It wasn't even like to anyone. They're
like, no. But and he's like, you will call me Commander. And you will be Destro. There is no particular reason you will be Destro. I just think that's what you should be. With the Baroness, I could have believed they changed her motivations for being who she is into something really lame. But I could have believed that what happened in the storyline, as silly as it was in a lot of ways, was motivation enough to turn her into that person.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then she could have been a great continuing foil.
Yeah.
And she was a really cool villain. And I like that we got to know the villain a little more. She wasn't just a villain. We kind of got inside because of the relationship when she used to be blonde between her and Duke. We got to know her a little better, a little more intimately. And she was like quite an opponent. And she was a cool character. And I was actually the most invested in her storyline.
Oh, definitely.
Sienna Miller's a really good actress too. And so that doesn't hurt.
They did cop out the end with her motivations.
And then it really pissed me off.
Yeah,
because
they took away all the good things about her in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
Just one little
thing, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's gone.
Yeah. What was that line you liked with Storm Shadow?
Yeah. So she's married to the Baron. But she's just using him. And then Storm Shadow was like, if he touches you again, I'll kill him. Cut to about a half hour later. They come, they mess him up, they
force him to activate the warheads.
To weaponize the warheads, right? Because he's a scientist. And then at the very end, she's like, and she thinks about it for a second. She's like, should I? Yeah, fuck it. And she leans in and kisses him. And then Storm Shadow kills him from behind. And he's like, I told you I'd kill him if you touched him again. And she's like, I heard you the first time.
Cold hard.
Not nice.
Yeah. For me, it was a fun and entertaining movie. I think the ending was dragged on. It was too long.
It was too long, and it was a little overcomplicated.
Yes. Like there was like 5 different, like what I said before about how it was about one thing was really cool. That was about like 80 or 90% of the movie, and then at the end they decided to split it up into like 5 different things.
Well, because I think they wanted to set up for the sequel, you know, and they wanted to let you know that this guy is actually going to end up being the commander.
Yes.
And this guy is actually going to end up being Destro. And this person's this person, and da-da-da-da-da. I mean, I think that if you're going to, listen, if you're going to see this movie, it's not like you're going to see Blade Runner. You know, you're going to see G.I. Joe, and it's you know, a real American international conglomerate of peaceful cooperation. And like, you've got to just kind of give over to that. It's not going to be my favorite movie because it's, you know, a lot of it just isn't my cup of tea. No. But it's silly, it's fun.
It's silly, it's fun. I had more fun at it than Wolverine or Terminator Salvation or Transformers 2.
But as far as a fun, silly movie goes, if you really want to see a fun, silly movie that actually does it well, it's Star Trek.
Yes. I would give it a B-.
For the Baroness. B- for the Baroness, because she was a cool character. Yeah.
And hopefully she returns.
Well, she's useless now.
No, they'll bring her back.
All right.
So let us know what you think on the website. You can comment below or on
YouTube.
And you can also follow us on Twitter @ThinkHero.
Or @JRossi.
All right, later.